Now next, let's start about applications of social cognitive theory. Social cognitive theory has all sorts of application to the wider world beyond the psychological laboratory. The theory has been applied to understand that how individual behavior is shaped by television, video games, music, and so on. It has been applied to public health campaigns to encourage healthier behavior through the examples of influential role models. Like, for example, if Beyonce shows up on TV modeling the health benefits of drinking milk, the theory says that Beyonce followers who identify with her are more likely to start drinking milk. Similarly, parental warnings and rating systems on video games are in place to ensure that certain behaviors, like often related to violence and inappropriate language, are not modeled for children until they are old enough to make a cognitive distinction between the entertainment and reality. Now, the whole process of social learning unfolds in stages. Okay, let's do these stages. What are these? The first is that individuals tend to imitate role models perceived as being similar to oneself in some way, according to gender, age, culture, ideology, fashion, attitudes, whatever. Now, that's why boys may act like their dads instead of their moms. Then the imitated behavior is more likely to be repeated if it is reinforced in some way through maybe approval or good feelings. For example, this is when social learning starts to kick in. It also works when observing other imitators being reinforced. This is more specifically known as vicarious reinforcement. Finally, with a bit of influence from attachment, the individual may experience identification with the role model. What does that mean? It means that they identify with the beliefs and behaviors of the role model. By this point, social learning has become a part of the person and an influence on their personality. Individuals may identify with parents, brothers, sisters, friends, movie stars, characters in a novel, songwriters, video game hero, heroines, etc. Now, key concepts in social learning theory. Let's do that. Now, social learning theory was developed by Albert Bandura, and the theory itself is credited with building a bridge between old school behavioral psychology and new school cognitive psychology. So I hope you understood that. At least that's how the story went back in 1960s. Bandura worked on social learning theory and then social cognitive theory throughout his career, and applied it to all sorts of behavior, including personality and aggression, etc. Now, the theory itself is partly environmental, that is your role models, partly cognitive, your meditating, mental processes, and partly behavior, a person's thoughts or actions are reinforced or not. Of course, not everyone becomes a role model, no matter whether they are in the news or they are in the movies or the driving the kids to school. Bandura theorized that several requirements determine whether or not social learning will occur and behavior imitated. Attention, like the role model has to be noticed, first of all. Now, Tom Cruise will not be imitated, for example, if the individual hasn't watched him on the TV. Obviously, we need to see them on the TV to imitate. Second, retention, the behavior has to be remembered. Reproduction, the behavior only learned and reproduced if the individual can physically reproduce it. Fourth, motivation. The individual has to want to imitate the behavior. Now, this might come down to cost-benefit analysis in the mind, weighing the potential rewards against the potential punishments of imitating a parent, a teacher, a friend, etc. Now, the key thing is that all the requirements have to be met for learning and reproduction to occur. The process of social learning might start as someone notices a role model and remembers their behavior, but if imitation is physically or mentally not possible, then learning and reproduction cannot occur. There has to be a behavioral result. And if you liked it, please like, share and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you have not understood anything, please write in the comments section below. And if you want me to discuss with you any specific questions, SAQs or ERQs, you want me to put up the notes for something, please do let me know. I will definitely upload another video for the same. Thank you.